Two astronauts stranded in space for the last 10 months are finally set to return home this week. How they plan to pull off this unexpected rescue mission today at 4.
A tornado touches down in central Florida, knocking down homes, overturning trucks, and even forcing our Orlando Fox station to take cover. Plus, an undercover bust at a time when many are still trying to rebuild from hurricanes, the damage that unlicensed contractors caused. And several suitors may be vying to buy the Rays. We'll explain today at 4.
From Tampa Bay's #1 news station, this is the Fox 13 4 o'clock news.
Right now at 4, severe weather moves across the state, bringing at least one tornado, and it came dangerously close to our sister station in Orlando as they were on the air covering it.
And an undercover sting snares nearly half a dozen unlicensed contractors looking to cash in after last year's storms. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chris Cato.
And I'm Allie Corey in for Linda Hurtado. We want to begin with that news alert, actually first from Wall Street this afternoon. Take a look. The stock market tumbled toward its worst day in years. This over fears of a trade war or even a recession. The Dow we're seeing here has fallen over 889 points. The NASDAQ dropping pretty significantly as well. And now concerns over a possible recession spooking investors after President Trump said that a recession is possible as the country goes through a period of transition.
The weather now, and you really couldn't miss it this morning no matter where you were. Severe weather moving through much of the state. Mostly rain for us in the Tampa Bay area, but the storms did bring at least one confirmed tornado to central Florida. Look at this damage here from Skyfox. The tornado touched down in Seminole County. It looks like it destroyed at least one home, and you see roofs ripped off of several homes as well. This is in the town of Longwood. The winds also toppled a tractor trailer in Lake Mary. There it is. A man and his dog were inside.
He was resting in the back of the trailer with his dog, and all of a sudden he just felt something lift up, which was the trailer, and it just went on its side, and he didn't know what was happening at that point. He didn't hear any sort of noise or wind or anything. It just happened suddenly.
And now at our Fox station in Orlando, Fox 30, when the storm crossed directly over the TV station.
Bring the camera up, guys, if you can. Zoom out. Can you zoom out? This is a look at the live camera of a tornado, which could be passing by our station right now. Okay, there's debris. We've got debris on. Okay, take shelter. Everybody in the Fox 35 building, get to your safe space under your desk if you're not in a designated area. We're catching debris right now on the roof.
Yeah, they could hear stuff hitting the roof there. Great job by Brooks telling his colleagues and coworkers to get to their safe place. After the storm passed, a little tour through the parking lot there at Fox 35. Damage outside, some limbs down, windows and sunroofs smashed out of vehicles there, toppled trees as well. And this just in, the National Weather Service says the tornado was an EF2, fairly large for Florida, EF2 with peak wind gusts of 115 miles per hour.
Wow. That is intense for sure. Well, you can find them on Nextdoor or through word of mouth. And when you're looking to get that contractors are properly licensed and insured. As Fox 13's Kimberly Quizon reports, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office says year after year, they still encounter those without either. A Senate committee today did not take up a proposed constitution members amid opposition from rural counties. Now, the legislation had been on the agenda of the Senate Ethics and Elections Committee, but it was temporarily postponed. Under the plan, county commissioners and school board members would be limited to 8 years of service. Just 2 years ago, lawmakers approved 8-year term limits for school board members, but a constitutional amendment would make the limits harder to change.
This issue will pass on the ballot north of 70% because term limits are extremely popular with people.
So the measure could be brought up in a future Senate committee meeting. Similar legislation in the House has yet to be heard. If both houses approve the plan, it would have to be 60% of voter approval to pass.
The Tampa Bay Rays have several suitors hoping to buy the team. With just 3 weeks until the franchise has to meet the requirements of the deal they agreed to last year to build a stadium in downtown St. Pete and develop the 64 acres around it. Now it seems there are multiple groups of investors who are trying to buy the team to keep it in Tampa Bay. Very interesting developments here. Fox 13's Evan Axelbank following it for us. He is in our newsroom with the latest on this. Evan?
Now, Chris, the big hope among Pinellas County commissioners is that one of the Tampa-based groups trying to buy the team will keep to the deal signed between the team, the county, and the city of St. Pete, and thus build the stadium in downtown St. Pete. The Rays say they do not comment on rumors, but the city of St. Pete released a statement to us saying, in part, that the Rays have acknowledged they have the financial capacity to move forward with the agreements that they signed and celebrated. The city says they are prepared to follow through on the timeline agreed to in the contracts. And they say they've had conversations the city has with various individuals who are interested in keeping the Rays in St. Petersburg. If the current owner decides to sell the franchise, the city says they will work diligently and cooperatively with any new owner. Chris.
Evan Axelbank live for us on the ongoing saga with the Tampa Bay Rays. Thank you, Evan.
Well, just like Beyonce and her recent Grammy Award showed us that country and Western music is for everyone, a Bay Area artist wants people to know Western art is for all as well. Yala Ford has a solo show coming up at the James Museum of Western Art in St. Pete. She calls it Survey the West, a cross-continental reflection. It's inspired by her journey through the American West. And today, local school children helped her basically live paint her westward art project, adding their hands to the work here. Like Beyonce's Cowboy Carter album, she wants to show the kids how Black culture is part of the West too.
When we think about Beyonce, she's been performing now for as long as we can remember. However, she just won her first award in the genre of country western. And I think that it's not only special, it's something that you think about, what does it mean for us to be able to contribute across genres?
LaFord's exhibit will be at the James Museum through mid-May.
Great. All right, now for something a bit self-serving, but we hope it serves you well too. We want your eyeballs tonight at 7 p.m. right here on this station. Also at Fox 35 in Orlando and Fox 51 in Gainesville, because we have a new show airing right now today called Florida Tonight. It starts at 7 o'clock tonight. You may have seen it streaming on your Fox local app the last few weeks. We're taking this thing full stream now, though. Broadcast as well, airing tonight on Fox 13. It's pretty much a love letter to this wonderful state we live in. And as a result, I got to travel to some very only in Florida kind of events, like the Florida Man Games in St. Johns County. Perhaps you saw some of this footage. If you saw our streaming show, we met all kinds of questionable characters who all share one thing in common: their love of the weird, wild, and wackiness here in this beautiful state that we call home. This is just one of several stories we will be featuring on Florida Tonight, along with the day's biggest headlines that you'll be talking about tomorrow. Again, its own newscast, and we will give you that tonight at 7 p.m. to see what we're all about. Did you recognize someone in that video, Allie?
You were there, weren't you?
I was not the one dancing in the pool, though.
Were you? Was this here? Is this you here?
No, that is not me. No, I'm off to the side trying not to get splashed by beer.
We'll be right back.
You're watching Fox 13, Tampa Bay's #1 news station.
Well, the Florida Strawberry Festival wrapped up yesterday, but we are still in the thick of strawberry season.
We sure are. Those sweet fruits are still growing, and we are celebrating that beautiful harvest in today's Drone Zone with a trip above Wish Farms in Plant City, where we learn about the rich history of their fertile fields. Well, they may be changing how they get the berries grown and harvested, but we know they taste always the same, which is amazing.
So good.
Best time
so
of year.
Yeah,
I know. I didn't make it to the festival this year, but you made it out there.
I ate enough for you and you. I had strawberry everything. I had strawberry
in whipped cream form.
Whipped cream form.
Yes.
All forms. It was
dabbled
wonderful.
on everything.
I'm sad that it's over. It always goes by so fast.
Go to the supermarket and they're giving the stuff away because it's always on sale. It's always a BOGO. It's always good.
Right.
Good time of year.
Hey,
busy.
Yeah.
I'd say March can be a month when a lot of stuff happens. Because you have winter trying to hang on, and you get obviously spring showing up, and you get these battles. So our history in our state is sometimes March can be pretty active. And this morning was busy. Great job, by the way, for the folks over in Fox 35. My buddy Brooks Garner on the air doing a good job warning those folks. Look outside. The weather's on the improve. Cold front's gone by. The winds have shifted. Clouds are still around, but the clouds will eventually dissipate tonight as kind of dry air builds in from the west and northwest. I'm not saying we're running out of cold fronts, but there's probably not many left between now and the point that the summer heat kicks in, but we can get fronts really into April, and once in a while we get a pretty strong front in early April. 70 looking downtown. West winds at 15. This morning, really a case of the haves and have-nots. Some areas had a good soaking. Other areas like South Tampa did not really have much rain at all. Rain goes up the East Coast, raining pretty good up in Florence, South Carolina, which is good. This is the area that was dealing with the big wildfires near Myrtle Beach. Florence, South Carolina is kind of part of the Myrtle Beach market. And it's good to see the rain up along the lowlands of the Carolinas. Let's go back in time. Again, this is this morning at 8:30. Dave and Jim were busy tracking severe weather this morning, including a couple of tornado warnings in our viewing area, one down by Sarasota, one across our northern counties, and then of storms approaching Lake Mary. If you're driven down I-4 heading up towards Daytona, you probably have seen our sister station, Fox 35 in Orlando. It's on the right-hand side, or I guess the east side of I-4 in Lake Mary. You see their tower like you have here on Kennedy. And they had the tornado pretty much go over the TV station. Here's the signature right there. There's Lake Mary, and watch it as it moves over I-4 and then over the TV station, and then in the subdivisions around Lake Mary. There was damage. EF2 with wind speeds about 115 miles an hour. That is a significant tornado, really anywhere, but certainly in our state. And now we're dry. The cold front moves away and dry air filters in. Still some leftover cold air clouds or instability clouds over the Gulf, but as the night moves, will clear, and the next couple of days look outstanding with lots of sunshine. It'll be a bit breezy tomorrow, but low humidity and just great to be outside. We're going to start warming up the second half of the week, and by Thursday and Friday, I think we're well into the 80s. Some spots by the weekend, I'm talking late in the week, could push 90. We're stuck in the 70s. Quick look at temps: 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. The dew points are dropping as cool, dry air moves in. So tonight, clearing, breezy, cooler, 55 degrees. Lots of sunshine coming up tomorrow and a nice day in the mid-70s. Another great day coming up on Wednesday, a high of 78. And the 7-day forecast looks good. More sunshine, well into the 80s by the weekend. Next chance of rain is about a week from today. Back to you.
All right, looks good. Thank you, Paul. Coming up, LA's top prosecutor providing an update on the resentencing of Weil and Eric Menendez. We'll be checking in with TMZ to see how their chances for freedom are looking now. Florida tonight at 7 on Fox 13.
Fox 13's Primetime is sponsored locally by Leaf Home.
You're watching Fox 13, Tampa Bay's #1 news.
Just got a lot doubtful.
A key player just threw out his support for their resentencing for murdering their parents many years ago. TMZ's Tawanda Robinson joining us live now from TMZ headquarters in LA. All right, she is Tawanda Robinson. Tawanda, thank you very much for always keeping us up to date. And a reminder to everyone that you can watch TMZ Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. right here on Fox 13 after Florida Tonight, of course.
Absolutely, which airs for the first time tonight. We'll be watching. Still to come, U.S. officials are optimistic as negotiations resume to continue a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. We'll tell you why next.
A lot of alcohol for the parents.
Kaylee Cuoco's toddler travel tips and update on Matilda next Access Hollywood.
Tonight at 7 on Fox 13. You're watching Fox 13, Tampa Bay's #1 news station.
Hey, welcome back. I'm Chris Cato.
And I'm Allie Corey. The U.S. is involved in continued negotiations this week in Qatar.
As Fox's Alex Hogan tells us, negotiators are trying to extend the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas.
Well, the Drug Enforcement Administration made a major bust near the South Texas border, seizing nearly $5 million worth of meth. And the drugs were shipped from Mexico and were planned to be distributed here in the U.S. Fox's Sarah Legray is live for us in Houston this afternoon. So, Sarah, this really hits the cartels where it hurts, right?
Well, Allie, absolutely. You know, I was talking to the Drug Enforcement Administration a little bit earlier today, and they were telling me what's happening in Mexico. We're seeing these major super labs, and these are basically these large drug manufacturing plants, and they're cranking out a really unprecedented amount of meth at the current moment, and the cartels are taking advantage of the demand we're seeing here right in the U.S. And I asked, too, about charges and arrests. They say they couldn't go into this at the moment, but they do say when charges are brought, they will be severe. In Houston, Sarah Allegre, Fox.
Thank you.
An extensive search continues in the Dominican Republic for a missing 20-year-old college student from the University of Pittsburgh. Sadishka Kananki was on a spring break trip with her friends in Punta Cana when she disappeared early Thursday morning. Now, Kananki arrived in the DR on Monday and was last seen on surveillance video around 4:15 a.m. Thursday, heading to the beach with a group of people. They were seen on the hotel's surveillance camera. Cameras captured that group later returning, though, without Kananki. She is believed to have stayed behind with a young man. We're told that he has spoken to police, and he told police that she waded out into the water and was swept away by the waves. A civil defense spokesperson for the Dominican says they are searching the water.
Right now, there's just so much what we don't know. So the principal thing that you do in a situation like this is the FBI and our partners, the Dominican Republic, Civil Defense, and the Dominican Navy. They're searching for it, but they're also collecting as much information, putting together a footprint of exactly what and where she had been.
Kananki is a citizen of India and is a permanent U.S. resident from Virginia. All right, it is the biggest example of ever of pack a clean pair of underwear. You never know where your trip's going to lead. 10 months stranded at the ISS for these two astronauts. It should end this week. We'll have a look at this week's mission to bring them home coming up next.
And later in our Fox 13 5 o'clock news, how does fewer semis and traffic on I-4 sound? It may be possible. We're going to tell you about the governor's plan to expand rail access through Central Florida. And Tampa's music scene just got another reason to celebrate. Our local rapper received a big accolade. We're going to hear from those who watched her grow into the Billboard's Woman of the Year. That's ahead at 5.
Florida has a reputation for generating some crazy stories.
And now you can find them all in one newscast. Florida Tonight. We're at Gatorland.
It's a show that covers news that happens only in Florida. This is the Strawberries and Cream. It is very Florida. Florida Tonight.
Tonight at 7 on Fox 13.
You're watching Fox 13, Tampa Bay's #1 news station.
The last time they were on Earth, Joe Biden was president. The Kansas City Chiefs, I believe, were still Super Bowl favorites. A lot has changed, Allie.
A lot, yeah.
These two astronauts expected to finally return to terra firma next week after an extended stay at the International Space Station.
They're ready. People across the world really are counting down the hours until Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams board the Crew 10 flight after 10 months in space. Fox's Stephanie Buffamonte has more on the unexpected rescue mission. Yes, we do. All right. So the weather was pretty wild today.
It was wild. Yeah, things have calmed down.
Yeah.
Pretty nice out there now. But Paul, we were talking earlier about that twister, and EF2 is pretty significant for Florida.
Reports of any damage or any touchdowns, but one in Sarasota County, one early today. Davo, on good day, I tell you, he was busy this morning, and we showed you the video. We'll show it again of the damage around Lake Mary from that EF2 tornado. Right now, though, cold front's gone by. If you're outside, you get the sense that it's a new air mass moving in. Again, fronts divide different air masses, and now we get dry air coming in. So look at the wind. Look at the wind. West, northwest at 23. And get some high surf, and even though it's kind of spring break time, there's not a lot of folks on the beach. There's some, but there's plenty of real estate available on Clearwater Beach this afternoon. Downtown Tampa Cam is looking out over the Bay Shore with downtown St. Pete way out in the distance. A lot of the trees are greening up as they do the old pollination process, and every bit of rain helps. There was some rain around Tampa, but actually a lot of it missed Tampa, a lot of it going north, and a lot of it going south of the city. And right now, we're about done. Some of the clouds spinning in off the Gulf are producing a couple little sprinkles. You see, here's one, there's one. So it could be a sprinkle this evening and some of the cloud bands coming in off the Gulf, but essentially the rain is done. I think the next chance of any rain, like maybe a week from today, maybe late Sunday or Monday of next week. Between now and then, it'll play out like this. It'll be kind of cool for a couple of days, and then during the second half of the week, I see mid-80s, maybe 85 to 90 in many spots, especially inland. Oh, classic winter cold front here. Then on the back side, you have some clouds, cold air clouds, moving in off the Gulf. They'll tend to dissipate later on tonight as dry air kind of wins the battle, and then high pressure builds in for a couple of days. And you know how it works. We get cool for a couple of days. Then the high slides to the east, the winds go southeast and south, and we'll moderate in a big way. It's March. Look at the state now. We've got all seasons covered. Well, most seasons. 85 West Palm, 83 in Miami, 70-ish around Tampa Bay, 68 Brooksville, then 58 in Tallahassee, and 64 Panama City. And the dew points are plunging as the dry air moves in. The wind's still a big factor. Got a gust 31 in Tampa, 32 in Brooksville, 23 in Tallahassee. It'll be another breezy or windy night. Remember last week? I forget what night it was, but we had one night, maybe Thursday night, when it was especially windy as that cold front went by. Cold front continues to move away. Got some rain up along the East Coast. Then high pressure builds in, and then kind of a dividing line south of this wavy front. Spring has sprung in many spots. Look at Chicago. Lewis, 74. Look at Dallas, 72. So lots of signs of spring coast to coast this afternoon. Tonight, not 75, 55 tonight. And then tomorrow, there's a 75 with lots of sunshine, a breezy day, and great to be outside. Cold front moves by, then high pressure builds in. Pretty simple. Tonight, clearing, breezy, cooler, and 55. Lots of sunshine tomorrow, breezy and nice, and 75. And on Wednesday, sunshine, less wind, and 78. 7-day forecast, the trend is up, up, up. And second half of the week, we're heading for the mid-80s. Back to you.
That sounds like Florida this time of year.
It does. Well, the Bucs are making some major moves on this Monday, one that answers the questions surrounding the future of one of their best players. Sports director Scott Smith joins us next.
You're watching Fox 13, Tampa Bay's #1 news station.
Well, it has been a busy Monday over at One Buck Place. The team making some big-time moves on the eve of free agency.
Well, let's bring in sports director Scott Smith. And Scott, Bucs fans have a lot to be happy about with this.
Absolutely. You're looking at the guy. This is Chris Godwin, and forget about him going anywhere else. Much to the relief of fans and the front office, the team reaching a deal with their Pro Bowl receiver today. It's a 3-year contract worth $66 million. 44 of that is going to be guaranteed, leaving little doubt that the Bucs believe last year's injury is going to slow him down in the slightest.
All right, thanks, Scott. Well, a toddler made a call to police the unthinkable crime he says his mom committed. That's coming up.